Hello people, I'm Jabby Koi, joined by Achar Kirk.
Hello.
We're going to look at the trailer to OMERTA, starring Rajkummar Rao, and directed and written by Hansel Mehta. This releases April 20th, 2018, so mark your calendars. Want to shout out to Rashi Mudhalkar for doing the subtitles to this video. Thank you so much, Rashi, for doing the subtitles. Also want to apologize for this video being late. We know that you guys have been wanting us to watch this. We were tied up in doing a bunch of videos with Sintel last week, so now we're getting back on track. So without further ado, let's watch this.
It's like London.
खतरों का सामना करने के लिए तुम्हें अपने जज्बात को काबू में रखना होगा। ट्रेनिंग का ठीक इस्तेमाल करके हमारे जिहाद को अपनी मंजिल तक ले जाना है।
Jihad.
सलाम डॉक्टर साहब।
नाम क्या है?
रोहित।
रोहित। रोहित बात।
I promise you हमारे शहीद भाइयों की कुर्बानी जाया नहीं होने दूंगा। एक एक खून के कतरे का हिसाब देना होगा हिंदुस्तान को। Who are you? I'm the savior.
Wow. Wow, Rajkummar Rao.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. Rajkummar Rao always picks these interesting stories to do. That's a movie in my wildest dreams that I don't think I would even take on because it's such a risky story to tell. But I think it's important not to give credence to this person, not to admire him, but to understand where these people come from and how they get there and why these things might happen. So as to broaden our horizons and our understanding of the world and the different kinds of people in it so that maybe it can affect some level of change in the long run.
Yeah.
Maybe. Because to me, this is not entertainment. This is a look inside the minds of someone we would rather not spend time with.
And that is the risky thing just for everyone involved in this project because it could very easily be misconstrued as glorifying people who need not be glorified.
Right. I don't see this as glorification.
No.
It seems very evident from the trailer that they're not glorifying it. That, like one of the critics were saying, it's like a study of this guy.
Yeah, I think that's so interesting and just so brave as well because a lot of the time, in fact, most of the time when we look at storytelling, we are telling it from the hero's perspective. I mean, we have the hero's journey. Yes, in recent times, people have kind of been interested in hearing the story of the anti-hero, but here we have a story where we're looking at the life and inner workings of the mind of someone who was involved in some truly atrocious, horrible things. My hairs were all standing up on end. It was hard to watch.
I didn't know who this person was before watching this trailer. Even just the trailer alone is educating me. But while watching it, because I didn't know much of him, I didn't know this was a true story until watching this, there was a part of me going, is he an anti-hero? I'm like hoping that there's some kind of redeeming aspect to this dude that's gonna show itself by the end of the trailer. And it's like, no, this is a real guy and he did some heinous crap and we're just gonna show it to you. Almost like a documentary. It's just, we're just gonna put it out there so you can see what this person did. Gosh, like, that's ballsy.
Yeah.
That is really ballsy. Like, I gotta hand it to them for having the willingness the guts to tell this story, because while we'd rather just kind of sweep it under the rug and ignore them and not give them credence and not give them acknowledgement, it's like we have to look this in the eyes, take the bull by the horns and understand this, because it's not going anywhere. These people, like you gotta understand it. And like I said earlier, hopefully by your own actions, by the way you converse with people and who you decide to embrace, hopefully you affect some level of change. But some people just can't be helped. It's almost like, how did Michael Caine say it in The Dark Knight? Some people just want to watch the world burn. The flip side to this that concerns me is that it just creates more fear, because I know already just from watching it, it has that effect on me. I'm like, I'm afraid more. But I'm naturally a scared person. I'm like a squirrel, you know? When I watched Zero Dark 30, I literally thought the theater was going to explode. Like, I got so scared. Because Zero Dark 30 was so recent to the events that he was talking about that it didn't feel like enough time had elapsed to be telling that story. And so I'm like, ugh, like what if a terrorist attack happens here in this theater? Like I know it sounds stupid now, but when you're watching the movie and you're really immersed in it, like the weirdest thoughts pop into your brain. And so like that's what scares me about this movie and makes me just a tad bit reluctant, because I don't want to just be infused with more fear than I already have on just walking around. You know?
I still think it's a very interesting story to tell. And I think in regards to what you were talking about being scared, I think you just have to tell yourself, like, life has to go on.
Yeah.
People live in war zones all the time, and people live with the threat of a terrorist attack being a possibility, and you just have to kind of like be smart, obviously, as much as you can, but just kind of carry on with your life, because you still have to live.
This coming from the person who freaked out the other day because she heard a plane flying over this apartment.
I did. I admit I was scared. I thought we were in Cloverfield, the movie, for a second. It sounded so loud, guys. I've never heard a jet plane fly that low. It freaked me out.
Yeah, you wouldn't have time to react if a missile was gonna drop. It would just, the city would be leveled. You wouldn't have to worry.
Yeah, but I was living my life, so I'm fine.
Anyway, so that being said, you guys have an awesome day. Thanks so much for hanging out with us. Love one another. Give each other a hug. Say I love you to everybody and anybody, even your enemies, and just hopefully that will like make the world a better place.
Yeah.
You know, spread love, not hate.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm interested in watching this movie.
Don't hate, procreate. Ha. Okay.